Hi, this is Alan from Alpus Group, and I'm going to talk to you today about the top 3 project management hacks for success. So, this is just some things that I've picked up over the years, and which I'm just going to explain to you what may help with your particular management of your project. So, we use a Kanban board, which is a simple but powerful tool for visualizing the workflow of your project. So what it essentially consists of is things that have yet to be done, usually things that are in progress and things that are done. Obviously, the ones that are to be done is the most important. And what we do is we essentially take the equivalent of post-it notes on the wall. You can use post-it notes on the wall if you want, and you write activities of what has to be done. So this could be place order for something, procurement period for something, the execution period for something, any design involvement, for example, shop drawings or work drawings by the subcontractor, approval period. So you'd have typically a sequence to uh, prepare tender documents, issue the tender documents to a selected list of subcontractors, uh, review the tenders, tender period, review the tenders once they're back, place the order. You can make more activities as well. Like you can add in activities for interviewing tenderers, uh, but essentially you need the key activities, which is the order placing by the due date and the shop drawings preparation period, the shop drawings approval period, the lead-in period for any manufacture of items, and then the installation period, and then the commissioning if there is commissioning involved, and the handback typically involves allowing a period for snagging as well. So a lot of activities in a serial chain. Typically, it's a critical path analysis, but what you're doing is you're at the early stages of this, so you're visualizing all these activities and you're putting them on a board, work out the workflow, work out relationships with other subcontractors, if there are interfaces, um, activities for the architect or the structural engineer or the mechanical electrical engineer to approve these activities, and you can do them all on a board called a Kanban board, but you don't have to use that. You can just use a whiteboard and you can draw them on, or you can use post-it notes. So that's one thing, is about visualization. And then the second thing is about blocking time periods for doing things. So if you block time periods for actually carrying out activities where you want to focus on achieving a certain activity, so you get together all the relevant parties who are involved in the activity. This could be, for example, to brainstorm the proposed method of carrying something out. So you get together all the relevant parties, you set aside a time block, you get them in the room, you stop any distractions, nobody being called out of the meeting to go and do something else, and you brainstorm with all the uh, relevant people that particular activity. So a 2 hour period, and you focus, you thrash out what the objective is of whatever your task. So for example, the method of carrying out a structure on a particular building, you're going to home in on whether it's going to be steel framed or whether it's going to be a concrete structure, and you're going to thrash out the principles of what is involved and why it's involved, and you're going to come to a decision or a recommendation if it has to go to board approval. So that's the second tip, to time block activities and get all the right people with the right expertise in the room so as to achieve a particular objective. And then the third tip is really to effectively communicate with people as often as you can. So sometimes you've got large numbers of people involved in the team. and you need to communicate with them. Now, one of the best ways that I've found it to communicate with these people, if you've got them all on site with you, is to get them all in the room once a week, and you thrash through all of the activities for the forthcoming week. So you work out your priorities, you allocate responsibilities to certain team members, and you get feedback from them about what's involved in that, what other issues there are, who may be involved in achieving a certain action, whether it's an approval or agreement with somebody, stakeholder agreements, and so on. But you can't be actually communicating frequently with people. And in extreme, when projects have been under extreme pressure, you can get down to having daily meetings and daily feedback about what's going on, because the time scales can be so compressed that you need to speak to people daily. And the best way to do it is to get people in the same room if they're involved on the same site. If they're not involved on the same site, you can do this equally efficiently using Zoom calls. So you've got a lot of options about how you can communicate with people these days, by telephone, by Skype, by WhatsApp, by Zoom, or in person. Communication should never be an issue, because you can always find a way to communicate with people, and even you can communicate by email. This is obviously useful if you've got to attach documents or you need a more formal response, and it shortcuts the period that would have involved writing letters and getting responses back and so on. Email is a great tool as well, but essentially the key to it is communicate effectively and often. So if you'd like to discuss any sort of project management activity, then do not hesitate to call me. That's Alan on 07539 141257 or 0333 224 1257. From outside the UK, that's +44 7539 141257 or +44 333 224 1257. You can schedule a call with me at calendly.com/AlanJE, or you can drop an email to alan@alpusgroup.com. Cheers for now.